Good evening, good evening, good evening. We want to start tonight's segment off. I know you all are probably can't see us right now. I will remove that in us here in a second. But we would like to start this evening off sending our condolences and our respect to the Southern University Baton Rouge Human Jukebox band program. We want to send our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to Southern University Baton Rouge. You all already know the love we have for our school. And on last night, they lost three of their students here in Natchitoches Parish, about an hour from us, to a very unfortunate car accident on Interstate 49. The three students who were victims in that car accident were Broderick Moore, 19, of Cedar Hill, Texas; Tyron Williams, 19, of Dallas, Texas; and Dylan Young, 21, of Dallas, Texas. I'm going to briefly read a statement from the director of bands, Mr. Kedrick Taylor. I am at a loss for words and utterly devastated to hear the news that three of my band members lost their lives in a vehicle collision Tuesday night. Tyron Williams, Dylan Young, and Broderick Moore were some of the most promising, humble, and talented student musicians I've had the pleasure of instructing. The dedication and work ethic they displayed to the human jukebox was inspiring. We appreciate the outpouring of love, prayers, and support being shown to our jukebox family, the Southern University community, and to the family and loved ones of these young men. As we work to process through this devastating loss, we ask that you please respect the privacy of the families and school community of Broderick, Tyron, and Dylan. In the coming days, we will share details on how we will memorialize and celebrate the lives of these student musicians. So we want to send our thoughts, prayers, and condolences to those families, to that program. As a parent, as a mother, both of us, there's no way we could have started tonight's program without sending our love and support. We pray that they stay together throughout this devastating time, and we pray for those children's families. As I move forward this evening, we will be starting with a pretty heavy topic. I shared it some this week. I didn't want to go too in depth. I didn't want people to shy away from what we were going to discuss. And tonight our discussion will be on domestic violence within our community, and that is the Black community, as well as the LGBT plus community, LGBTQ. I can never remember all the letters, even though I'm part of the community. It's a lot of letters, I know. And a lot of people get caught up on the letters and not getting caught up on the people that are inside of this community. So I have, of course, my co-host, my brother in crime. I have Mr. Kane on this live tonight. Kane, say hello to the people for me.
Hello there, people.
What's going on? What's going on? How you doing this week?
Oh, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm
I just
glad to
want to know.
hear it.
I want to know how you not know the letters. I mean, I can understand. Me and OJ. Yeah, we don't know the letters. We just say some stuff. LBGQWXY and
Let me tell
Z.
you, I'm gonna
But
introduce my next guest, and then I'm gonna answer your question. I have a special guest on. I have a special guest on tonight's podcast. Don't forget, share this live, people. Some think for the people. We like to educate you while we discuss real life topics. And if you aren't getting an education on this program, it's only because you're not tuning in, and it's because you're not listening and paying attention. So we have a friend of the show tonight. We have Dorian Davis. Is that correct? Did I say her? And I'm going to bring Dorian on the stream. Dorian, say hello to the people for me this evening. I can't hear you. Are you? Oh, you're muted. You're muted, baby. Unmute yourself. There
Good
we
evening,
go.
everyone.
There we go. Good evening. Good evening. Um, Kane, first of all,
how I did.
oh, I'm sorry, baby. I'm so because
yeah, you just
you had
skipped all over Pam.
You're right. Look, it's been a long. Y'all know I'm under the weather. I'm trying my best. I have got to introduce none other than the executive producer, the Mrs. Burton, Pamela Scott Burton. Hey, babe.
Hello,
Yeah,
everyone.
yeah. You gonna get in
Look,
trouble.
Kay,
You gonna get in
Kay,
trouble when we
keep
log off.
look,
You
keep
gonna get in
it
trouble.
when we log off. Shit, I'm gonna get in trouble right
You in
now.
trouble. You in
It
trouble.
ain't no take till we log off. Good evening, Sharika. Good evening, Cheryl. I have Dorian on here. I'm going to let Dorian introduce her, give us a brief intro if she could. If I'm not saying that correctly. Okay. I'll let Dorian give us a brief intro. Go ahead, Dorian.
Hi, I'm Dorian Davis. I am a part of the LGBTQIAA. They
Oh
could
damn.
I think
Damn.
That's why I keep good. That's why I keep people
Damn.
around me that know they shit. Cause I be
P.
Damn.
knowing my
I
shit.
forgot the P. I forgot the P.
What's the P? The P is new. What's the P?
I forget, but it's
Okay, see?
Man,
LGBT.
see, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all, all these
We
letters, and
look,
then y'all don't
we'll
even know what the P's,
we
what
we'll figure it out.
the
We'll
letters
pull it up.
are.
We're just queer. It's not a
We
big.
just yeah, they be adding too many letters. I can't keep up. I can if you ask me, it's LMNOP. Them the letters I remember from LMNOP. And if you don't say it together, you're not saying it right.
That's right.
So
Okay, yeah, that is true. That is true now.
anything else you want to tell us? You go ahead. You got the floor as you
I,
introducing yourself here.
I am part of the T of the LGBTIAAP. I'm part of the T community, and I am 1 year into my transition.
Very good. And for those of you who are on here who may not know, the T in our community of alphabet um, stands for,
Trans.
there you go, stands for trans. Dorian is in one year out for
One
his
and a half.
transition,
One and a half.
1.5 years out for her for I keep me and these pronouns 1.5 year 1.5 year out for the transition. I will let you tell us the pronouns that you prefer to use because I don't want to be offensive.
Okay. I am female to male trans, so I use he, him, his.
He, him, his. I'm
And
a,
if
but
you ask,
look,
sir,
and if you ask what,
if you're nasty,
sir, if you're nasty, oh
sir.
shit. Sometimes we are. We get a little nasty. We probably will later. Good evening, Tarsha. Uh, Tarsha said though that's the current team. Tarsha, look up the P for me. I want you to put it in the comments. It's a P in there somewhere, and I don't know what it's for. Check your food in the oven, baby. Your daughter got food in the oven or something. Okay, so I wanted to have this show tonight because I was sent a story about a stud. For those of you who don't know what stud, I guess I would be considered a stud. I don't really know. I don't call myself stud, but most people probably, what's going on, Denise? Good evening. Most people consider me a stud, and that means I look masculine. I'm a woman who looks masculine, maybe dress masculine. To me, I'm just myself, but I look masculine. I guess I come off more masculine than feminine to most people. So they call me a stud. Of course, my wife is very feminine. She is not a stud.
I am not.
She is
She
not a
is
stud.
she is girl Pam.
She is girl. Look, before I get this started, you know somebody walked up to us and was like, "I'm gonna call you girl Pam because it sounds so cute, but tell me why I'm calling you girl Pam." I was like, "Y'all don't even know why all this. Y'all don't know why I'm calling."
Somebody who has known me for 20 plus
They know
years
her forever.
just wants to call me Girl Pam now. And I just be like, if you
I'm
don't
sorry.
know why they call me Girl Pam, then why are you calling me Girl Pam?
All right. Good evening, Arian.
But
Marquivia,
I
hopefully.
digress.
Yes.
I digress. Kane, y'all started this. You and OJ are the
OJ,
usual
yes,
suspects.
yes,
It is
yes,
y'all fault.
I'm
yes,
sorry.
it
It is
is.
She's
y'all
just
fault.
she's
It
just
is.
girl Pam to me. So
It is.
good evening, Arian. The P stands for pansexual.
Right. That's right.
Okay. P stands for
And
pansexual.
what the hell
Marquivia
is
Campbell, check this
pansexual?
out. Hopefully Marquivia can get on this live. And if he would like to be a part of this discussion, I'm more than happy to send him the link.
Look at
Please
me
just put it in
turning
the
up for your
comments.
friend.
What is
I'm putting
what is pansexual?
y'all put in the comments what is pansexual. He has a question. He needs to know what is pansexual. Kane said, "What is pansexual?" I'm putting together. Aaron Raxer says, "I'm putting together in LGBTQ plus summit in the spring. Let me know if you want in. I'm always down to educate, help, and serve. You can most definitely put me in, but give me dates because I like to take trips."
Put her in.
Okay. So anyway, moving forward, um, we have pansexual. I believe means they are not attracted to a particular gender. That is definitely not me. I am attracted. I am not pansexual, people. I received a story about a young lady who, in this story, let me start off by saying she is deceased as she took her own life. However, she was being chased by police officers. Her vehicle crashed. When she crashed the vehicle and they checked the vehicle out, there was the body of a young woman that she was dating in the trunk, deceased. Okay. This is allegedly the second person she has killed. The first person was an African American male. His family is very upset. We'll talk about that later. But I wanted to have this discussion because in the gay community, I'm not going to do all the letters all night. Within our community and within the Black community as a whole, we are experiencing and seeing a lot of domestic violence. Um, and it's quite disturbing. I have been in, my oldest daughter will be 30 next month. I have been in this lifestyle a very long time. Yes, 30, almost years. Longer than that if you can include my filling it out segment or situation, whatever. Um, Trying to, see if I want to do what my family said or what I was going to do to make me happy.
Michael Carmack said, "Weak hard if you're being
Blink,
abused or beat
hold
or
on,
beat."
blink.
Do I look like an abuser, Michael?
Yes. So, and I, of course, wanted Kane on here because Kane hears the domestic violence next door to him
Oh
every other
yes.
day.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a heterosexual couple, correct?
Yes.
A male
They
and
are.
female. Dorian, he has experienced domestic violence next door to him, to the point where, if my understanding is correct, he actually had to pay the person to move because they would not leave their abuser. And I want to talk, I have been accused, listen to me, I have been accused of domestic violence. I have been a victim of domestic violence, never by a man, but by a female. My accuser of domestic violence was someone who liked to poke the bear, start the fight, slap you, hit you, and then take off running. And then when you catch them, and I'm not trying to be funny, but they do this, I'm not touching you. Then when you say motherfucker and they take off running, oh, I'm a victim. No, you're not a victim. So it's different levels to this. And in doing research, I found out that actually same sex relationships are more equipped to be part of domestic violence, especially if it's their first go around, such as their first relationship with two females together, two males together. It is very commonplace, and it's part of it. A lot of it is one, you're trying to work out all these thoughts and feelings that you're having for a person of the same sex that you've never had before. For two, because of all these emotions and feelings that you don't have an outlet, it weighs heavy on you and you're arguing internally, you're fighting with your family. They don't understand why you're in this lesbian homosexual culture. They don't understand why you're transitioning. So
On the
I
phone.
definitely want, go
Get up.
ahead. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry. So this is why I want to come on here and speak on this. So I'm going to start with our guest, Dorian. I'm going to let you tell us a little bit, I know briefly as we'll be, but kind of tell us about the situation you were involved where you actually had to help someone.
So I live next door to a young lady who had 6 children. Of those 6 children, there were 2 sets of twins. And I recently moved in. I had 4 children at the time.
Bring your
And
hand down for me, Dorian, so we can
oh,
hear you.
sorry,
Yeah, there we go.
4 children at the time.
Mhm.
And I moved in and I didn't really know where I would speak or whatever. So when I first moved in there was a man there who was the father of three of the children, the youngest children.
Hmm.
And I heard them arguing one night and he left. So I said, okay, that's done. Maybe about a couple months later, see a woman coming over more frequently, didn't think anything of it. But then it looked like after a few months, she was living there. I mean, because I leave in the morning for work.
Right.
So as time went on, I'm hearing arguing and stuff outside, patio, front door. I didn't really know what was going on. And I lived in a townhome. So my place was attached to hers. And
Even worse.
you would hear like what sounded like World War II going on in that townhome. I mean, and the kids are bumping around or something. And so one day my oldest son says, "Mom, it's crazy over there." And I said, "What do you mean?" And that lady, my son, because she has kids, my kids were interacting with her kids.
Right.
So my son says, "Mom, she picked her up and threw her into the closet." I'm like, "What? How do you know that?" I can hear it. I could hear, boom, you could just hear the whole closet collapse. So I'm going, "Oh my gosh." Well, I couldn't really hear it. I'm on the other side. So I'm like,
Okay.
okay, but, just try not to focus on the turn some music up. So one day, all the kids are outside playing. I go sit outside, and my neighbor comes running out. "Oh my God, get her out of here. Call the police. Call the police." I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, this neighbor I'm talking about might be five. The one other woman is a stud that's probably 6 feet and looks like a linebacker. Okay.
Right.
I mean, so I'm going, oh my goodness, what do I do? My other neighbor comes out and she's like, I said, so what should I do? Because I just moved here like 6 months ago. I don't know these people. She said, if
Hmm.
she call the police, call them. Call the police. Stud comes out the door. She had the nerve to tell this woman, you let them beat on you for all them years and you ain't called the police. You gonna call the police on me? Like, oh,
Can I interrupt? Right? Does for those of you, good evening, kids. Hey, Mike, what's up, Mike? For those of you who are out there listening, please interact in the comments. Share this live. I want to get everyone's opinion. Does gender matter when it comes to
Well,
domestic?
what did your mama tell you? Your mama
I'm gonna
told
I'm gonna I'm gonna talk about that. The
yes.
reason why I asked does gender matter because you said she had a man there, he was living there. Then the stud came in, who was a female, who was beating her ass, and her thought concept was, you let a man beat your ass for years, you gonna basically take my shit because I'm a woman. I'm with you, Mike. In my mind, gender don't matter. Fighting is fighting. What about you, Kane? Does it matter if it's two
No, it
females?
doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, it's both. It's abuse either way it goes. Man and woman, man and man,
Fighting is
woman and woman.
fighting.
It's all
Right.
abuse.
To me,
Yeah.
fighting
Hmm.
is fighting. Um,
It's not right either way. But it doesn't matter that she took the abuse from the man. She shouldn't have took it then. But now that it's a woman and she's ready
it's
to
even
stand
worse.
up,
It's
it's even worse. It doesn't matter. She shouldn't have threw it up in her face what she
right.
did back then. Now I'm ready to stop the abuse. I'm ready to stand up.
Right.
And it doesn't matter that you're a woman.
Right. I agree.
I'm ready to stand up and
As kids
stop
have
the
said,
abuse right now.
I feel domestic violence is violence. Period. So let me ask you right quick. What? Tell me, because I know we can go. What was the one thing that said to you, that spoke to you internally, that said, "I got to get this, help this person get out of this."
well, right after that, the police pull up and the stud had taken off. She took off.
Mhm.
So when she pulled up, my neighbor said, the police are interviewing her. I'm still sitting out on the porch. And she says, oh, it was just a misunderstanding. Nothing.
There's a lot of misunderstanding.
So I was going, but see, what she didn't know is that I gave a description of the car and the license plate. So they had already picked
Ah,
the woman up, not even a mile down the street. And so even though she was denying what happened, she already,
That she couldn't deny your your witness testimony
No. And as
statement.
well, my son is telling what he's hearing through the wall. I'm hearing this on a regular basis. I'm hearing this like a couple nights a week. They're fighting. I can hear it. It wakes me up at night.
Were
So,
you fearful of getting involved?
no.
Okay. A
Um,
lot of people are fearful of getting involved. That's why I asked.
when. And I think you'll know when. If the victim is saying, help me, but then going back, what I did was I befriended the stud.
Mhm.
We became like that because I needed to
Keep
know.
your enemies close.
She said, keep your enemies closer than your
I
friends."
really needed to know because she had energy towards me anyway because my kids were in football. I was taking her. I had her sign her kids up. Come on, y'all get out of that house. Y'all come
Right.
on, go to the
Get
community
out
football,
of the situation.
the cheerleading program. I took them away from the house often, at least three
Yeah,
times
that
a week.
I'm with
So
Tarsha. That was very neighborly because I would have been like, "Bitch, you gotta go."
no,
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know. I mean, no, I'm saying, Kane. Hold on before I go back to you, Kane. Tell us a little bit about before I finish with Dorian. Go on and shed some light on the people about the shit you are experiencing on a daily.
Well, uh, what I got going on, I have
Y'all,
a
you
neighbor.
all hold on, baby. Y'all have to excuse me. Y'all know I'm goofy as hell. I'm not laughing at the situation, but the shit that Kane be going through. Like,
Yeah,
okay, go ahead, Kane. You got the floor. My bad.
basically mine. Like I say, Adrian. I mean, she's laughing off of it because I actually make jokes about it. It's like I don't know. I call it when I first started talking about it. Uh,
He got ghost Tarsha.
I forgot what I called it across the hall, but she was dating this one guy. She was dating this one guy, and I'm talking about it was like every other day. They were into it. They were into it every other day. All out in the hallway, out in the parking lot. You bitch motherfucker. Your mom is a whore. This kind of stuff.
God, leave.
And
Clutching my
she,
pearls.
yeah,
Look, if that ain't enough to make you leave a motherfucker, I'm
You can't be
serious.
talking about my mama now.
You
it's
can't be
cra-
calling my
and
mama no
look,
mammy.
and that's what she would do. You sorry motherfucker and all this kind of stuff. I'm talking about just downgrading the dude. The thing about it is, the dude didn't have a job. He wasn't working, and then the reason why he didn't have a job is basically because of her. She came on the job fighting him. He got fired from one of his jobs. So that's why he got fired from there. And actually, I used to talk to the dude. I'd be like, look, man, just straight up, bro. I mean, me, I say anything come on. I'm like, why you put up with that bullshit? I told her straight up, I said that crazy motherfucker gonna kill you. Not putting a knife in your back. You're gonna end up having a stroke, a heart attack,
Right.
or whatever, fucking with that girl. I told her, cause your girl crazy. Your girl is bad shit crazy.
And she
I
was
call
the aggressor every time. Was she
Yes,
the
yes.
initiator?
She is the aggressor. She is the aggressor because I have a ring cam, and believe me, I
You out
catch.
there watching. I remember you telling us you be watching
Uh,
the fight through the ring cam.
yes, I be watching the shit on the ring cam. I sit
But
there
you
and put
know,
watching on the
and
ring
what's
cam.
crazy? I'm gonna say two things, Kane. Not to cut you out. I'm gonna say this. One, you people. Let me. Where my camera at? Over here. Let me explain something to you. You all do not know how many times that women are the aggressors in the
Mm-hmm.
violence.
Not this one right here.
Not your ass. But you all women are the aggressors. Probably now it's some low down, no good, dirty ass
But the mouth
motherfucking dude.
it's not necessarily always physical. Sometimes it's the mouth that starts the aggression because we
That
know
is
how to
true.
cut you down with that
True.
mouth. That mouth can cut you down and
Mm-hmm.
break you to your knees and make you want to beat that woman ass. That's what
Yeah.
starts.
But most men just aren't going to be physical. However, women have to realize you fucking get physical and in instinct. Men try to back off a lot of times. Not all of them. It's just some men out there that ain't shit. They're gonna be abusive. They're gonna be
Hmm.
downright fucked off. However, I want women to understand. Look, ladies, listen, ladies. And I say this because I'm a woman. In my relationship, I'm always looked at as the aggressor. Always, no matter what. My mama, which girl Pam said earlier, my ex of years and years and years ago, she that shall not be named because she is batshit crazy, would love to fight, would push, fight, tug, move, mother, move, leave me the fuck alone. My mama looked at me one day because my mama called her and said, "Bitch, where you at? I'm coming to whoop your ass. Adrian don't want to fight you, but I'm on my way." And I was like, "Mama, you can't do that." She told me, "Nah, this bitch thinking," and these are her words. She think it's a game. So my mama looked at me and sat me down and said, "You know, y'all both got a cat. You two women. How you gonna let this girl keep? Because in my mind, there was no possible way I could hit a female, and that's just how I saw my grandmother raise my uncles. I'm an uncle. You know, my grandmother raised my uncle. You don't touch women. You don't hit women. You leave.
Forgetting that she is a
Forgetting that
woman.
I'm a woman in a female on female relationship. And so when my mom, I was like, damn, she right. However, in a court of law, because I haven't had the police called on me, when they coming to put the cuffs on me and put my hands behind my goddamn back because I am always looked at as the aggressor because I am the bigger, more muscular. I have the physique of the person that they assume is the aggressor, and that's not always the case, ladies. So you ladies have
She would
got
tell you that after I get around here, now will she? She'll
what
warn her to fight back after I get, just in case I ever wanted to be a fighter.
y'all have to. You have to
Fighter.
know,
She
right?
would tell her that when I get
But
around
the
here.
thing is, that's it. You and I don't have those type of
We
arguments that would
don't.
lead to verbal or to physical altercation. We can get verbal, but a couple of the comments, Kizzy, oh, my mouth is in need of serious prayer. Well, I'm praying for you, Kizzy, because y'all can't keep coming at these men or women or studs. Y'all can't keep coming at them with that damn
Well,
mouth
I gotta pray for your mouth too.
because
Cause I'm telling you, there is sometimes that this one over here, I'll be like, you know what, Jesus?
and I do. I have to
Jesus
pray.
Devontae Christ, if you don't get her away from me right now, because this one over here, I'm not violent, but she be pushing.
Nikisha Smith, my sister, says the mouth lends to verbal abuse and physical abuse. Don't forget that. The mouth lends and tends to push them overboard to physical abuse. Q, what's going on? Q, good evening. I would
I'm
have
not.
knocked the dust out that broad. Go ahead, Kane.
I'm not gonna ever let the mouth. I'm not gonna ever let a mouth lead me to physical abuse with a woman.
Right, right.
I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not. Now
Uh,
you put your hands on, and I have to
that
fight that
that
battle.
yeah, that is that's a whole different thing. I
Well,
mean,
Kane,
and
let
just
me
like
ask you this question, Kane.
uh-huh.
Now, this has happened in a situation too. I had to ask Adrian Burton one time, how many times you gonna let this person hit you before you fight back? Now, if you in a
Well,
situation with a woman and she done pushed the buttons with you, she done tried you, she done hit you several times, and you like, gone on now, gone on. You done held her hand, you done let her get 2 or 3 licks. What in you as a man? Because I know you're a good
Yeah,
man. You're a
that's
really
coming to
good
both
man.
of you, right?
What is it in you that stops you from hitting this woman back who has done pushed every button in you that
okay.
there is?
Okay, I've had my buttons pushed. I have had my buttons pushed, and I didn't hit. I didn't hit. The thing about it is, to be honest, you can swing and get you one. You can get you
They get
one.
one.
Gang, that used to
You
be
can
my
get you
story. That
one.
I swear to God, you get
Yeah.
you one good
You
one.
can get
I'm
you
gonna give you
one.
one
You can
good one
get
and
you
still
one
walk
in.
off.
You can get you
Yeah,
one in, and I'm gonna be like, look, don't do that shit again. When you try to get that second one,
Michael stupid.
then I'm gonna knock fire from your ass.
But
Cause
are you
like
gonna
I'm
knock
saying,
five? You gonna do like a pimp slap with the baby powder? You gonna do
you
an
know what?
overhand? What? I don't know.
AB,
Okay,
I can't say at this moment. I can't say at this moment
You gonna
because
do like
actually,
AB grabs their hand and sit them down. Now go on now.
yeah.
well, see, I'm gonna
I'm gonna
tell
be
you,
like,
I'm gonna
hey,
tell
Go
you,
on
it
now.
sit
depends.
right here.
It
Don't
look,
move.
look, it depends on how hard that lick came from her ass.
Okay.
That's gonna determine. That's gonna
Dorian,
determine what
what's
the
your
fuck
answer?
I do.
Hold on, Dorian, what's your answer? Okay, let me, because we have a lot of people just joining us. For those that are just joining us, Dorian is a good friend of the show. Dorian is a year and a half into his transition. He is transitioning female to male. So a lot of Dorian's thought processes probably will mirror Kane's to some degree because Dorian identifies as a male. So Dorian, same question to you. What is it? How far do you let them go?
Yes, before
So,
you be like,
so before transitioning, before where I am now, I would never let a conversation get that deep. I shut off communication. So I'm not gonna keep it
See, I
going.
ain't the only one
To
to do
get
that.
right. So if she's that angry, I need to leave now. You know what I mean? That was my thought process. But I'm gonna tell you this: now that I'm on this testosterone, I'm that green man. What's the green guy that
The
got
Hulk, like Incredible Hulk.
the Incredible Hulk? And yeah, I had my ex throw her phone at me because I said something flip. And I thought, I wasn't even thinking about it. And I wasn't trying to be flip. She just asked me a question. Yeah, she said something about, yeah, you can bring your other woman in here. And I said, sure can. And the phone came so hard, like she was a MLB star player. I looked and I said, and I was like, don't,
I
don't,
don't know about
don't,
you throwing
don't,
nothing at me
don't.
and me.
I
but
was
let
like,
me
don't.
tell
What?
y'all.
So what did you do when she
I was
threw the
like, don't.
phone?
And when I got up to move, she got ready to leave. So I was like, okay, just calm down. It's gonna be all right. I wasn't even hearing what she was saying after that point because I go through that process real quick. And what's gonna happen when I hit her? Am I going to jail? Is she gonna die? Am I
Right.
gonna die? I mean, it goes real quick.
But it's hard to go through that process when your emotions are high.
It's in
What?
my I
It is. Don't.
so
Why are
far.
you looking at me like that? Now you know, like Dorian just said, I am the first. I will cut off communication. I will turn into a motherfucking snowman without a mouth.
Yep.
I
Adrian Burton can go from this to this in
I will go
zero
from
point
0 to 100 in
zero
2.2 seconds.
point no
I,
0.2
give me
seconds.
2 seconds, babe.
No, 0.2 seconds. Adrian Burton will go from Adrian to AB. I'm telling you, there are two different people. I tell y'all this. I may go to bed with Adrian,
You
but
going off
something
topic.
in the
Hold
night,
on.
I may wake up with AB.
Hold on.
Kane, I'm telling you.
Hold on. You
Hey,
going off
Kane,
script. You going off
right
script.
now
Hold
you
on.
might talk to Adrian, but in any second, you might get AB. I'm telling you, it's 0.2 seconds. I'm telling y'all
That's
this.
what you feel?
Oh, yes, most definitely.
But in my defense, I would prefer, I'm not one because I don't have no filter.
See,
So
now,
if you go low, I go to hell. And when I go to hell, I'm scraping my knees, my face is burnt up. So with that being said, I try not to argue with people because you don't know what might come out. If you hear me say, hey,
gone
leave
on
me the
now.
fuck alone,
And if she
gone
tell
on.
you gone
That part.
and
That
stop
Yeah,
part.
talking to me, then that's your best bet.
because
Gone on
if
and
you
stop
keep
talking to me.
coming at me and you say the wrong thing, now I got people crying, I got your ancestors crying, and I'm talking about damn, I
I'm going to
probably
tell
shouldn't have
y'all
said
about
that.
10, 11 years ago before I really knew
Hold on.
A.B. Bird. Man, it was this one time that before I knew about the 0.2 seconds, I swear a remote control flew by my head before I knew. I was like, what? What?
And I don't even remember this.
Oh, I remember before I knew it, a remote control flew by my head. I don't even know why.
And for the record, it flew by her head so that I wouldn't hit her. Because remember, I was state championship. I played baseball. I played basketball. Oh, I can throw. I'm a second baseman and a shortstop. Don't ever think if I throw something at you and it does not hit you. Yeah, no. Yes, no. No. That's how angry I was. I will throw something or go another way. Ask my daughter about that starch can getting stuck in the wall. If she wouldn't have ducked her little skinny pointed ass head, the starch can would have been stuck out of her head probably. And that's why I say, leave me the fuck alone. I
Yeah.
don't bother
Yeah.
folks. I don't argue with folks. I don't fight with folks. And I don't have no stopping. She will tell. What's funny, we can laugh about it now, but she will tell. She has seen me. She has tried to break up fights or stop me, and I will pick her up and throw her out the way and be like, "No, I'm gonna get to this motherfucker." So I have to stop myself, and I just am one to. I don't argue with you no more because I know I don't have no stop.
Well, y'all know there is domestic violence that isn't. What if you have domestic violence that you're not in a relationship with? Because I experienced domestic violence that I wasn't in a relationship
Okay, tell us about it.
with my sibling.
Oh, Lord.
Because you can be
But it's
abused.
not.
It's
Is
still
it still
abuse.
domestic violence though?
Yeah.
I mean, Dorian, he said it is.
It is because
So,
if you physically abuse or beat someone, that's still violence.
so
And
we have a situation. Can I speak on it? You open the door.
sure,
Okay, so I'm gonna segue into it. So years ago, girl Pam's brother, one of her brothers, I don't even know what the fuck he was mad about. This was before my time because it would have ended differently. I don't give a fuck who brother it is. I'm looking at this camera. If he watching or her cousins watching or whomever, had I been in her life when this shit went down, it would have gone down differently. Anyway, and Kane, Dorian, after you all hear the story, you will agree. So her brother gets upset. They're at her mother's house. They're all over there hanging out, chilling, and her brother gets a wild air up his ass and jumps on her. Yeah, you see the looks on y'all faces? He jumps on her. She bloody, her children are there. So she wants to call the police. And her family told her, "You don't call the police on your brother." And when I heard the story, I said, "Well, your brother don't put we y'all that know my grandmother, she's 5'2" of nothing but hell. Had one of her sons jumped on one of her daughters after she beat their ass, he would have gone to jail. But
well,
she would have beat their ass first.
you can't do that when you have not just him, but when the rest of the family jumps on you too.
Right.
Because remember, the other brother jumped on me as well.
That's some
So it
bullshit.
was a fight or flight. The only person that did not jump on me was my father in that moment.
Yeah, see,
And so at
my
that point there, it was a fight or flight
yeah.
moment at that point right there.
So
Yeah,
the
that's some
re
that's some
we
bullshit.
yeah, with that's some I can't imagine one of my family members putting their hands on me. And my other family members saying, "Don't send them to jail." Like, who the what?
That
Um,
same thing happened to my in my ex-wife family. In my ex-wife family, her niece, well, her nephew jumped on the niece at the grandmother's house, and they didn't call the police because they was like, well, that's your brother. I'm like, no, that motherfucker needs to be in jail. I mean,
yeah,
because
period.
this is a football player. This dude played college football, and you jumping on your little sister. No, that bitch need to be in jail.
And her
But
brother
no.
and her brothers are very physical. They're 6 feet 6'1". I'm 6 feet
Mm-hmm.
tall. So her brothers are tall. They're muscular. One of them, fit. He's very fit, and I'm the one that. And I was like that. I just, Dorian. Let me ask you. I'm sorry, you all. Can I ask your physical characteristics, like your height, because we've not met in person? Like, how tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
5'9". So you're tall for a woman. You're pretty. I don't know where we getting all these little short ass men from these days. But anyway, but yeah. So you know,
So we have. All I'm saying is that abuse can be not just in a domestic sense. Abuse can be within the family.
within a
It can
partnership.
be in a relationship. It can be man, woman. You know, it can be in all different kind of situations.
Right.
But either way it go, abuse is wrong on all levels.
Yes, and
That's
I
that's
don't.
the main thing, and I don't agree with. And if you're in an abuse, any type of abuse situation, because from that moment on, I didn't speak to that brother or those brothers for about 8 years. I forgave them because that's what the Lord says I had to do. And had it not been for my
Doran is
mother,
like, fuck that.
had it not
Yeah.
been
Doran
for
put
my
his
mother,
Doran
Mhm.
put his head down like, yeah, no, I don't know
well,
about that one.
I mean, that's
That's
what the
just how you were
Lord,
raised.
that's
That's
what
how
the
you were
That's
Lord
raised.
said.
like, hey, the Shannon Sharp. I seen Shannon Sharp do a skit. I mean, do some kind. It was saying something about the Bible. Oh yeah, you can forgive. The Bible say forgive. Shannon Sharp say he ain't forgiving shit because he ain't in the Bible. But I'm
And
like,
that's I was raised in the church. Don't get me wrong. My relationship with God, I feel is solid. However, to me, that's on God to forgive 7 times 77. So however many times He say He gonna forgive you, that's on y'all. I didn't take on that burden. I didn't die on the cross. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
I
I
hold,
can't.
I
Me and
hold
that whole.
grudges.
I can
I hold
forgive.
grudges
I hold.
real bad.
I'm a Scorpio. I'm a
Me
true
too.
Scorpio.
Me too. I
I
hold
hold
grudges.
real motherfucking grudges.
I
Like
hold
you can see me
grudges.
15 years from now and be like, you still mad, bitch? Fuck you.
Well,
Yeah,
I had to
yeah.
forgive because if I didn't, it was doing
It
something to
was
me.
eating. It was eating
It
you
was
up.
doing something for me.
See,
So I had to forgive. But I
you nice.
cannot
You
forget,
nice,
and I
Pam.
don't
You nice,
trust it.
Pam. You
Yeah,
nice,
she just
Pam.
sweet. She just
See,
sweet. Poor thing.
me and
I got a good
AB,
one, but
me and AB, we some
we ain't shit.
thuggish assholes, and we don't give a fuck about your feelings.
Look,
About
Doran, don't take none of this
don't
personal.
care. Don't care.
Look, I forgave, but this one
I
over
didn't
here
forgive.
didn't
Look,
And
forgive.
I had never met her brothers at that time. I ain't forgive. I was like, fuck them. What they at?
yeah.
What's up?
Fuck that nigga. Fuck
That
that
was my
nigga.
mentality
Uh-huh.
after I heard about it. That was
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning. I was like, it took me a long time to even speak to one of them.
Let me
I
see.
was
Hold
like,
on. Let me try to see something. My
yeah,
uncle passed. Let me, because I had to get up and get this guy to see. My uncle passed in 2008.
you've been holding a
His
grudge against
wife,
somebody since then.
his wife did something
Okay.
that was some shit. That was some bullshit. I was pissed off. I wanted to shoot some motherfuckers. My mama begged me not to come home. She begged me not to come home. To this
Hey,
day,
my Jones.
2022, his wife, she stays in California, of course. She stays in California, but I still don't have words for her since 2008. She's reached out to me, tried to get in contact with
Okay, hit the wrong button. Come back,
me.
Kane. We missed you.
She just send friends requests, and just this year, she got in my inbox and she sent me something talking about she went to the doctor, she was diagnosed with she had got something about talking about a brain tumor and
None of
this
that
and
matter.
that. None of that mattered to me. She still didn't get a response to. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, so what? What the fuck? Why
Doran,
you
what
texting
Doran
me
do you
this?
Doran, do
Why you
you hold
texting me
grudges?
this?
Mhm. Yeah,
He's like, yeah,
yeah,
that part.
because I need the grudge. See, I might have forgiven them, but I need to hold the grudge so that I don't let that person back in again. It's a remember. It's like a reminder. Wait a minute. I
Good
remember what
thought.
you
Good
did.
thought.
So don't.
Yes.
I can't let
Because you
you
don't
back
want to
in.
repeat that action.
No. And you know what? If I speak to you, fine. But if I'm thinking that I might have 5 breaths left at the end of my life and I use one of them to speak to you, I ain't going to do it. I'm going to hold.
Well, see,
Pull that COVID shirt up. Fuck this bitch. I can't
not
breathe.
been the brothers. These are the brothers
It
by
don't
my
matter.
mother.
I
So these are the people that I was raised in the home with. So that's why it hurt so bad and it hit me to my heart. And had it not been, and every day that I saw my mother, she was like, So your brother's actually right. I was like, you know what? I don't want to hear it. So every day my family tried to tug at my strings like
And that
I
was the biggest
one
thing. Her family
that
was
I
pulling
was the one wrong because
her.
I would
Right.
talk to these brothers. And I was like, do you know that these people balled up their fists and physically beat me, but I'm the one that's wrong because I won't open up my mouth and talk to you.
And they knew they could get to her through that because they know how sensitive she is. So they made her feel like she was wrong. The family was at odds because her no motherfucker. The family at odds because you let the nigga jump on me. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
come on now. So let me go to. I know y'all haven't been in the comments because we've been talking a lot this evening. A few of the comments. Big Mac say my grandma would have came out that kitchen with that butcher knife. You hear me? That her grandmother, if her grandmother was alive, she probably would have done the same. But at the time, her grandmother was not.
If grandmother was alive, they wouldn't have played.
They wouldn't have done
that.
that. I
Because I'm
think
my
they.
grandmother's favorite.
Now see, that's a whole nother comment.
Yeah.
You got people looking at this talking about you your grandmother favorite. When they come after your ass, they better not, because I'm gonna fuck them up.
They know it.
Another comment, Kizzy, baby, y'all would have been several brothers dead like a motherfucker. Lord have mercy. Denise, a thin line between love and hate action. Kizzy also said, "Girl, Pam, no disrespect, but your brothers ain't shit."
Now, kids, that ain't disrespectful. That's
Tarsha said abuse can come from family as well. I don't know if I would call it domestic, but it's still a true factor. Cornetta, good evening. That's that don't go to sleep because I got one eye open, pay back a bitch. It would be just like that whooping you got when you were sleeping and you forgot to do the dishes. I love all my fucked up in the head friends. I love y'all to death because we all think pretty fucked up alike. And so I'm with that. My Jones, I spoke. Good evening, Big Mac. But what I need is people to stop saying to stop staying in those relationships like it ain't another one out there. And that means intimate relationships, family relationships, any relationship that gives you nothing back, any relationship that takes and you don't receive, any relationship that wears you down. We see the red flags. I don't know why let's be honest, we do this with white folks too. Why we as a people feel like we got to, we got to forgive every damn body. We got to hold on to every damn thing. We got to become martyrs in order to be in people's lives.
It's okay to walk away.
It's okay to go
It
ahead,
really
Dorian.
is.
But you
It
know what?
really is.
I think that it's based in religion because what Pam said, it's based on her belief system that you're supposed to forgive and give them another chance, and but we're human and we can only take so much. So either I'm gonna let you beat whatever it is out of me verbally, physically, financially. We don't talk about that abuse.
Financial
Emotionally.
abuse, right?
Um, I
We
can
let
only
people
take so
take from
much
us and take
because
from us.
in a lot of cases the abused becomes an abuser themselves in some form of fashion. And
Right.
so but it's hard for those people to see their way out of that. There's a
Right.
reason they think they deserve that, or that they're going to love this person out of that behavior, or they can
And
save them. And so
that's a good point.
sometimes it's a savior mentality. Well, nobody else will love them or her, or, they're having a hard time, or their family rejected them, or they're going through a rough time. We always come up with the excuse. But
Right.
we got to at some point say, let me love myself enough to walk away from the situation.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
I
a good
agree.
walk away. I'm a good walk
Me
away.
too.
I'd have been
Me
married.
too.
I'd have been married twice. I'd have been married
This
twice. My
this one
last
will tell.
my,
Kane, I think we related for real because I don't give a fuck.
who?
I can be with you and love your dirty drawers and be like, I'm
Huh?
out. She be like, huh?
AB.
I'm out.
AB, like I said, I know I done said it on here. My last marriage was a year and like probably 3-4 months, or probably I don't even know. But it was
And
just
don't
like,
give a
it's just
fuck.
like, man, come on. I'm not finna. I don't have time to be arguing with you over
Not at this age.
bullshit,
Not at
over
this
petty
age.
shit. That's what I'm saying. I'm 40 at that time. I've been been out of that relationship for like what 2 years now. So at that time I was 48. I'm 50 now. I mean, no, man, you finna raise my levels up,
Right.
my blood pressure, have me with cholesterol, get a
Ain't
stroke.
nobody doing that
God,
shit.
yeah, God, I'm old. I'm
Yeah.
old. You're not finna put me through this shit. I'm trying to see these grandchildren raised,
Right.
want to see I want to see my daughter graduate from college.
Yeah.
She just in the 11th grade this year. My daughter got to go 4 years. I mean, got to go one more year or high
But
school,
that's
4 years of
that's
college.
what's pushing you forward, not that arguing and all that other shit.
Yes,
You
yes.
have
So,
goals you want to see.
exactly. So you want to argue over petty shit because I want my side of the sink clean and you don't. You like your shit. You come in. God damn it, what the fuck? I said, what? God.
Not your side of the
So,
sink,
My
Cat.
side of the
basically,
sink.
your cutoff game is strong too.
Yes.
Girl, let me tell you, my cutoff game is strong as fucking Samson. My
Yours too,
cutoff
Dorian?
game, my
Me too.
cutoff game is
I ain't.
stronger than a motherfucker.
I
It's
don't.
strong.
And what you have, see, let me tell you something, because she struggles with this. Before we were married, I used to be like, "Say, man, this ain't working. I'm out." And she'd be like, "Bitch, you ain't even
I'm like,
give." Yeah, and she was like, "Give me another answer. I'm sick of that answer." I was like, "She look,
wake up, she'll go to bed fine at night, and I sleep. I don't know
No.
what happened during the night. She
nothing."
wake up in the morning with a new feeling.
But because I just, like you
I'm
say,
like, what?
I don't want to argue. I don't want to spend time on nothing but good times, and I just don't. And I did have to change. Nashanti, good
her.
evening. It was me. I
It
said
was her.
I changed a
It
lot.
was her.
Nashanti Manuel, good evening. Blue jumpsuit, meaning life in jail. I would have had. Talking about you and them brothers. Yes. Tarsha, I believe like a believer is supposed to, but I am human and I ain't that saved. Now, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. I love the Lord. He heard my cry. But when I get up there to see him, there's some things I'm gonna have to. Hey, yeah, I did that. Now,
You got to answer
AD,
to. You got to answer to some things.
he gonna hold me outside the gate for a long time because I know it's a lot of stuff I have to answer
But
to.
she has an amazing heart, so he gonna let her tiptoe in.
If you can,
have a conversation.
if you can get past my walk away game, my I don't give a shit, my fucks gave out a long time, this deadly mouth. If you can get past all of that fucked up shit, I'm a really good person inside whenever you get to it. It might take you a while.
If you get in that inner circle that she is, you know, this is a real good person. The Lord knows it. But he just gotta talk to her first.
But it's gonna take you a while to get there.
You know that
Yeah.
that you did on that day right there. We gotta have a conversation. But then you came on over here and blessed this family right here. So he gonna let her in, but they gotta talk about something.
Look, I know we've been on domestic violence for a long time tonight, but it was something that we had to discuss. I want to hear everybody's voice. My next segment, because I have Dorian on here, and he is here to teach me, and you and you and you and whomever is on here, I have questions. I know you all have questions. For those of you who are just joining in, Dorian explained to us earlier that he is female to male transitioning. He said that them testosterone. Do the testosterone really fuck with you bad? Okay, hold on. He's like, hell yeah. Okay, so we're all here to learn. I wouldn't be doing this podcast if I could not learn as well as teach. So my biggest question, and I believe we have spoken about this, is what made you, how can I ask your age first for the people, not for
53.
me?
53.
Dorian is 53. And you started transitioning a year and a half ago.
Yes.
How long did it take you to make the decision to transition? I know it wasn't a lifelong decision because you've had life, you have children, you were married, but do you think it was a lifelong transition?
Oh, absolutely. Remember, I'm 53 years old, so the idea of transitioning was kind of like, that's
Taboo back
something
then.
rich people do, because at that time, the cost of doing it was just astronomical. Actually, it still is. But now you can get it covered by state insurance, Blue Cross, any of those.
I didn't
So
know that.
as the as it became more
Cost
attainable, I
efficient.
started going, well, wait a minute, maybe I can. And I started thinking about it and thinking about it. And just to give a little bit about my journey, I think I probably was 17 or 18. I knew I was just like, this is going to be a rough life trying to live it as a woman. I did everything. I wish I could show you guys pictures. I had the nails on and I'd wear my hairdo. And I would wear dresses with pantyhose and they'd be twisted. It'd be just a hot mess. I couldn't do my
Okay.
hair. I just did not feel.
You
I
always
felt
felt
like
different.
it was like being an imposter. I would show up as a girl, as a woman, as a female, and I would just sit there miserable, legs gapped open,
Ah.
um, trying to, trying to,
Go
go in the men's bathroom. I was
right.
fascinated by that. I don't know why. Just trying
Fascinating.
to be.
One, I have never been fascinated by the men's bathroom because it always smelled like piss.
No,
I
my.
ain't gonna lie.
Yes,
Now
they
that
piss
it
on the
was,
floor. They piss.
yes,
They
they
piss on the
piss on
floor.
the
Y'all gotta
floor.
do better, Kane.
Yeah, but I have
Hey.
never. I hated walking
Mm-mm.
by the men's bathroom. I hated it growing up. They would like I remember being out somewhere with my grandmother and the bathroom was locked and I really had to go and she peeped in the men's bathroom because it was open and she was like, "It's clean, you can go in there." I was like, "No, I'm not gonna go in there. You're gonna pee on yourself. I'm just gonna have to pee on
Yeah.
because I would not go in the men's bathroom." So that's amazing that you were always fascinated. And
Always.
before you get back, I have a question on the floor that was asked before I start. Dorian, can we ask anything? Tarsha wants to know.
Absolutely.
She absolutely put your thoughts and your questions in the comments. So you were fascinated and
I was fascinated about just being a male, even from like a preteen. So as I started puberty and my friends were developing, I was trying to hide my development. Like I'm like,
right.
no, I don't. This is
I
not
couldn't
me.
hide
I
these
can't be
motherfuckers.
having, breast and
What up,
butt,
Fred?
and I didn't want any god boy or god looking at me. And then my friends were like, "Oh, you should wear a mini skirt." And the more attention I got from men, the more uncomfortable I felt. And I remember my sister was like, "You should wear this. You got a slim, you're 5'9", you're slender. You should wear this mini dress." And I remember I got a flat tire. I proceeded, and I'm supposed to be going out. I proceeded to go in the trunk, get the jack, change my damn tire in this mini dress and them heels. And my sister was like, "Oh my God, call a guy." I was like, "No, because I got it. Yeah, I don't need it. Okay, I got
In your defense of that,
this."
because okay, I grew up in the country. My
Yeah,
grandfather took us outside. Was like, "This how you change a tire." In case back then we didn't have cell phones and shit, and we
right,
were in the
right.
country. We lived far out, so he wanted us to know. So I remember like my friends calling me like, "I got a flat," and I'm like, "Where's your man? He don't know how to change a flat." And I used to be like, "How the fuck
Mm-hmm.
you a man
Uh-huh.
that can't change a flat?" So I
Yep.
understand you changing your flat in your miniskirt. Um, Kane, I saw you scratching your head. What you thinking?
No, I mean, yeah, you exactly right. My ex girlfriend, her husband can't do no type of guy shit. He can't do no type of
Raven
guy
is
shit.
the
Can't
That
can't
hey,
best
fix
man I know.
listen,
shit. Can't fix
don't say
nothing.
that. Did y'all hear her? Don't say that. She say this shit all the time.
I'm
Baby, you the
telling you.
manliest man I know. And I be like, I ain't no fucking man. And she was like, well, my ex-husband couldn't do this. He
He
couldn't do
couldn't
that.
change no
He couldn't
tires.
fix the garage. I'm
He
like,
couldn't
Yeah.
change no
so
tires.
if any of you are out there watching, my wife needs a boyfriend.
No,
But
I don't.
only boyfriend she needs is one that can fix shit on days that I don't want to
And
have to
don't
do it.
want no sugar.
And he can't want no sugar. But I get sick
So,
of
Kane, you are excluded.
I get sick of pumping gas. I get sick of changing tires, rotate. I don't want to do none of this shit. Dorian, good evening, Fred. Good evening. Dorian, we have a question for you. Okay, so have you done any surgical transformation yet?
My
Whew.
surgical transformation was scheduled for September. I have blood pressure issues, Black people problem. So it is rescheduled for February of 2023, and I will
Okay.
start with top surgery removal.
Well,
Really?
dang, you gonna remove the titties.
I don't want them. I haven't wanted them. I've been trying to give them away for a long time.
Yeah, you did. You never did one. Now, you know what? I'm crazy. I'm crazy,
Hold
but
on.
I'm just trying to.
Wait,
I'm just
Kane. Wait, Kane. Hold on. He talking about you and Kane. That fuck Kane up because he was like, you gonna remove the titties of all
the
things?
titties. Gonna remove the titties.
He loves titties. I and real talk, I've always wanted to have a reduction, but I see the scar simply because the no.
You gotta keep
No. Simply, hey Wendy, what's up, baby? I have never. My titties too big. I remember after having my kids and my breasts became engorged, and we had to bind them with ace bandages and cabbage leaves, and I was like, y'all can take these motherfuckers. I'm sick of them. I'm crying, man. They hurt. So I want to reduce, but then I don't know if I don't know how I would feel to have them. But you just going
Wait, I
completely cut
can't
off.
wait.
You
I'm gonna
can't
send.
wait.
I can
you
send mine to you,
excited.
Kane. When I get them removed, I can send them
I
to you.
don't want them. I don't want. You know,
Kane
but
say if they ain't attached to. Kane say if the titties is not attached to a cat, he
I just
he
got.
can't do.
I got the image. I got the image in my head. You know, so you. I'm just thinking. I can see you trying to. I was just thinking about that flat tire. You have always want to be a boy, and I know how. I know how boy
You in the
girls
flat tire
be.
and the miniskirt.
Yeah, I'm looking at this flat tire. I can see that. You know, she got on a miniskirt and some heels, and got the. You know me and my damn thing, and got this tie. Walking from the back of that car with that tie, with these
With these heels and miniskirts.
with them
Did you
with
at least
these.
take off the Dorian? Did you take off the heels to get the tire, or you left the
No,
See, that would have been a
Dorian?
sight.
And he
That
said
would have
that
been
with
a
a straight
sight.
face, like,
That,
no,
that
motherfucker,
would
I
have been a
changed the tire
sight.
with the heels on. It just
Dorian,
was what it was. You didn't think
Dorian,
about it.
I
no.
can see you strutting just like a goddamn boy with them goddamn heels on and that miniskirt strutting on the side of that car with that
Not,
motherfucking tie in your
not,
goddamn hand.
not Kane. I gotta be a little facetious right here. Now,
Okay,
even
okay.
though I wanted to be a boy, I can
Mm-hmm.
walk like a runway model.
Come on
Dorian,
now.
Dorian,
However,
Dorian,
I
Dorian,
do
you
not
did
want to
not,
be.
you did not walk like a runway model with that goddamn tie. I know your ass was not twitching with that
I
tie.
could I could do all of that. However, but that was because of training. You know, my mother wanted
Uh-huh.
me to model. My mother, so do this,
You
do
were
that. So
tall
I
and
was
slim.
trained to
You
do
were
all of that
tall and
stuff.
slim, and that's what they
They
expected.
were
They
just pushing, pushing, pushing,
pushing you
pushing.
to
So
be
I
this
was
prissy
taken
girl.
through a lot of stuff to be this girl that I didn't want to be.
Yeah,
So
because
I know how to
five
do
nine,
all of that stuff.
5'9" and slim, that's the model type. 5'9"
That's
and
the
slim,
model type.
that's the
Yeah.
model type.
Hold
Yeah.
Right.
on, kid. Wait, Kizzy, you don't want yours either? Why you don't want your titties? I mean, I'm sorry, Dorian, but Kizzy, like, you are all girly. So why you don't want your boobs? Is it back issues or
They
they
making
too
a back
much?
hurt. They probably making a kid's back hurt.
I ain't never okay. Wendy says I've heard this cabbage story from you. Wendy, me and the cabbage
We
and the
don't have
titties
no
sitting on top of the
children,
water.
so
Wendy,
don't know what.
I wish we had cell phones and cameras like we do now. Because if y'all could have seen my fat ass sitting in the bathtub with my titties sitting on top of the water like this, because they were floating. They did not go under the water. They were engorged, hard. You couldn't squeeze the milk out. It was the most painful thing. I had children with no epidural, no nothing, straight natural childbirth. What was
You sound traumatized by
I'm
that.
traumatized. Yeah, y'all started
You know
GoFundMe.
what?
I'm
You know
traumatized.
what? That's
Them
that's that's
engorged boobs.
that's a question I have for y'all. I got a question. I got that question
Okay,
for y'all.
yes. What's the question?
Okay. All y'all have children.
Mhm.
Okay.
Did y'all, I'm trying to see, did you have children just to, I guess, I mean, because all y'all been this way, y'all been had these feelings for years, coming up, high school, middle school, whatever. Did
Not
you
this
Elementary.
have
one.
your
Not
kids?
this
Oh,
one.
Elementary.
okay. Yeah.
She
Elementary.
the
Did
only
you
one that
did,
didn't.
did you have your kids to satisfy the family members or, kind of like, I guess fake the
I'll go
funk
first.
or what?
I never wanted. I always told my mother, "You will
Yeah.
never be a grandparent." Remember, I'm only child now, so I was like, "You ain't gonna don't. If you want to be a grandparent, go get you some kids from somewhere because they ain't coming from me." I have never wanted kids, and you have to remember, I was doing boys and girls. Boys and girls throughout high
Uh-huh.
school. Don't worry
Uh-huh.
about that. Mind your business, Kane. So my pregnancy really snuck up on. I told you all before. I got caught up. I was, and Kane, if you knew who my baby daddy was, we would have a good stiff drink. My baby daddy had a booty as big as girl Pam's. Swear to God, in the 12th grade.
She always like.
And Kane, you know who he is. I've never spoken his name to anyone because I don't fuck with him. I've never asked for a dollar. I never will. Anyway, he had a big ass. I should have known then I was a dyke's dyke. I'm gonna put the word out there. I can use. Y'all can't use the word. I can use the word. I knew when I fucked a nigga who booty was as big as girl Pam's and he didn't know what he was doing. He did nothing. He was in there and he was like, trying. And I look. Let me get my pen out. This was him. And I was like, what you doing? What are you doing? Put it in or something. Get up. Don't eat no more. Put it in. I was like, hey, lay down. Shut up. Let me do the work. That's how I got pregnant. Real nigga shit. And I never would have thought that I was pregnant. I mean, literally. I never would have thought I was going to be pregnant. And it just happened. When I told my mom I was pregnant, her exact question was, you fucking? And I was like, I'm talking about fucking mama. I'm talking about I am letting this motherfucker have it. I'm talking about that's what the bed sounded like. So kids, the Lord, but I always say the Lord give us what we needed at the time. My children grew me up. I don't take anything from them. I'm thankful to have them. I have 2 natural births, 1 adoption. If it was not for my children, I would not be able to stand here as a model almost citizen. I ain't no model citizen, but a model almost citizen. They grew me up. It gave me what I needed. And the love I have for them won't compare. Even though that oldest, I want to choke the life out of her on a daily. The love I have for my children, even that oldest, because she's so much like me. Oh my God. So that's why. So Dorian, I'll let you tell your story about kids. Girl Pam was just, let me say this before you start, Dorian. I don't know how the fuck girl Pam got a wife, because she don't even like girls. She loves me. No, she's in love with me, but she don't like girls, period. That's something that she probably never would have thought about. But for the record, she pursued me.
Uh-oh.
Okay, anyway, go ahead, Dorian. Tell us about your kids. That's what I said. I said what I said, goddamn it. I said what I said.
So I want to start off. I'm an ordained minister. So that's the first just crazy thing.
Wait, hold on, stop. Everybody in the comments, erase your shit. No, and what's crazy, this is the first podcast that we have not gone completely ham and talk. I did not know that. Like, you're an ordained minister. Oh, okay. Kids are talking about, I know you fucking lying.
Nope, sure not. So I grew up in a very strict Christian home. And when I say strict Christian home, we went to church from Sunday to Saturday. That's all the days, correct? We had to be there for some reason. My father was a national Bible teacher, superintendent of Sunday school, head of the deacon board, like just my mother's missionary, all of that. So I'm coming up here and I'm fighting myself from 5th grade. As a matter of fact, a couple of years ago, I went in the basement to look, going through some papers, found one of my old report cards, 5th grade. They wrote at least 2 pages on the report card about my inappropriate attraction to the student teacher, female. 5th grade.
5th grade. You were trying to touch on the inside, Paul D.
That woman, anyway.
That was no. Don't tell us about that woman.
Uh-oh.
That woman brought a memory out
That
of you.
woman had 44 Ds, which I still love them. And her hair, I would just be in her face all day.
You was ready to give that woman some blocker 3000, huh?
Whatever
Hey,
I could
not
do,
the
I was
blocker,
trying to figure
not the
out how
blocker
I could
blocker.
win her over at
Okay.
10 or 11 years old. So as I'm getting older, my father's watching. He said, "Well, you're not going who you gonna have take you to the prom?" I was a daddy's girl, even though he had a daughter. He didn't raise me that way. I had to cut the grass, and he was a plumber, so I had to help him with plumbing and fixing things around the house. And I had train sets instead of baby dolls. And I played in the mud. The girls had, they were doing that other stuff. When they played house, they were playing with dolls. I wanted to play the real house. Like it was a
Uh-oh.
different.
Uh-oh.
Hide and go get. That was me.
That
Hide and
was
go
it.
get. Hide and
So
go get.
so I always wanted to be the guy. And I was one of my sisters like, "You're gonna grow out of that. You're gonna grow out of that." I was like, "Okay, it ain't working." Like I'm getting up here. So my dad, I didn't go to the prom. He coaxed one of our neighbors to ask me. And I was like, "I don't even want that boy to touch me. Go be in the car with me, nothing. I don't want to be
Cause
with him."
prom equal fucking. If you go into prom, you fucking.
Uh-oh.
No.
It do.
So
That's
one
Uh-oh.
what
day
it meant.
my dad came to me. He said, Dorian, he said, a spirit came to me and told me you were a dyke. I was like, "Daddy, that spirit lied. There's no way that I'm a dyke." And I'm thinking to myself, I cannot displease my father. He only had one girl. His other daughter died at 2 years old. I'm like, I gotta be what my dad want me to be. So I'm like, how am I gonna do this? So that's when I went into all out feminine look. Like my hair was cut like this at like 18 or 19. Like I was like, I gotta be a girl. So I let my hair grow out and I wore mini skirts and I was just gonna show him. I was like, okay. He's like, "You still not dating anybody?" Okay, I gotta find somebody.
Hey, you fucked
The
around and
man
found
that I
out.
ended up marrying was 21 years older than I was. 21
Damn.
years.
You fucked around and found out, huh?
Listen, I was like, okay. He ain't gonna want much. He ain't gonna want much. But that was true. It fizzled out real quick. It was just like, let's
Tarsha, you
just get
stupid.
this done. But in that relationship, I was the aggressor. In that marriage, I'm the one who went out and shoveled the snow. I was the breadwinner. I would all of that. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
hold
It was
on.
just like
So you were so you were the man in your relationship before you became a man. Did you know? So I mean, how you let?
Did you get on top?
God damn
absolutely.
it, girl, Pam.
Yep.
Damn. Are you just gonna ask it?
Because
Wait a minute.
Yep. I would get on top, get what I had to get, and then my mind would take me away from that it's him. There was no emotion there. I'm thinking I could be, my mind was like a guy, like I'm getting it. Boom, I'm gonna get him off.
I
It
got to
was.
close my mouth. Hold on. Because look, hold on. Because Dorian has fucked all our head up tonight. Who the fuck married somebody 21 years older and then you got to be the man? Yes, because
She
this
was,
is not going to be enough for a 1 week segment.
yeah,
Just a couple of the comments. Well, first of all, Q, if you didn't have sex on prom night, it's just because you didn't want that nigga. Because prom meant fucking. If we went to prom night, we was.
we're
she was
getting,
just a
look,
hot girl.
look, AB, going to prom is like getting in my goddamn car, ain't it?
Going to Bossier. You getting some. I'm telling you. A couple of the questions, Dorian, Dorian got these people. Kids that say I'm over here on oxygen tonight. Tarsha said, Dorian, I'm about to throw in the towel because I got even more questions now. And she said, you must have had a full taper in high school. Why are y'all like this? Sharika, my uncle used to call lesbians legends, my new word. God damn it, from now on, you lesbians are legends. Okay.
AB been a that
So 2 questions. Well, one, Q say she didn't have sex on her prom night because she was on cycle. That's the only reason. Why? Well, that nigga didn't even have a car. You had to go get her.
So you didn't have a back seat to get in.
She had to go pick up the dick. Like, how you got to go pick up the dick? That just don't work.
Well, if I had to go pick up the dick, I wasn't giving up nothing.
She wasn't giving up no cat. That's the only reason. Had I picked her up, Kane, we would have drove the Bulls and I would have got some.
What are you talking about?
Oh, she wasn't fucking in high school. I'm sorry. We got the real good girl right here. Well, I was Splocka. I was Splackavelli in 1992. Splocka. Hey, Carolyn. Hey, sweetheart. 2 things for you, Dorian. Dorian, did your husband have a big... Fuck you, Tarsha. Before I even get the car.
Go ahead.
Dorian, did your husband have a big booty like AB Baby Dad?
It wasn't narrow. It was wide, though. You know what I mean? He wasn't,
He had hips like Marcus on
he has some hips, so I
can't take y'all serious. Okay, the next question,
So
Dorian, you was
fucking him. Yes, Dorian was. She was on top, Kizzy. I told you.
y'all missed all of that. Dorian said she took over. She was the man.
She did that. She was
her-
the aggressor.
in her marriage. She was
blocking
She
on
was-
top.
and I wanna add this in, and it was so interesting. I realized that I was the aggressor because we're watching TV or something, and I'm rubbing on his chest. He was like, "Don't be rubbing on my chest. I don't do that to you." I was like, "That's a good point. You don't. It's me always initiating this." So, yeah.
I got to ask. I'm sorry, I got to ask. Did he have like gay tendencies? Did you think he was gay?
No. He's not gay at all.
He's not
Just
gay or anything.
I was just aggressive.
You were just so full of masculine energy.
Let me ask you this. Are you aggressive in your feminine relationships?
I am, but it's not like I was with him. With the women, usually I'm usually dating aggressive femmes. Usually. So they're aggressive in and of themselves. So I can be real cool and mellow. So that's why when they're flying off the handle and going off, I remember one time she said, one of my ex said, "Listen," she said, "You talking to me like you're a fucking psychologist with that low tone voice and talk, boom, boom, boom." She got pissed off because I can stay just like this because you're going to go up here.
I have
and I'm going to stay down here.
Let me tell you what it is.
Oh.
Because you're so mellow, we like it when y'all get a little aggressive.
That's her.
This one right here gets so mellow, but when she give me that little bit of aggression, I go, "Oh, girl."
I get there. I go there too.
See?
Yeah,
See,
because I'm not
so mellow, but every now and then
she only sees aggression from me when I'm about to go off on somebody or handle
Yep,
somebody.
that's it.
So it's like she tried to poke the bear and be like, "Yeah, baby." I'll be like, "Girl, get the fuck away from me. I ain't being aggressive with you."
Every now and then we need y'all to give us that little bit of aggression. I was like,
I'm
"Girl,
gonna choke her ass out is what I'm gonna do. No.
she doesn't do that. But every now and then we need to see that little bit of aggression.
Dorian, I know we got to get ready to go. I've been on longer than I'm normally on, but this is such an interesting conversation. We have to have you back on here. What? Kizzy, and I am banning Kizzy and Tarsha from future podcasts.
Oh no.
Tarsha said Dorian didn't talk the draws off that man and a woman. Dorian is the thriller killer. Like, Dorian is a player from the motherfucking Himalayas. Jerome and Rome, like, Dorian, this is like some fascinating shit. I love to learn. And Carol, get your ass off here. Talking about, come on, girl, Pam, with your hot ass. Dorian, I'm gonna ask this question, and I'm just very curious. So I learned a term I want to share with you guys. It's called seahorse dad. Have y'all heard of that?
Amen.
You
Say
ever
it
heard
again.
of that? Seahorse dad. They call him a seahorse.
Okay.
Damn, where's Hannah Burton? So a seahorse is women transitioning from female to male that are pregnant.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So they're female to male transitioning, but they're pregnant because they still have their female equipment and parts, and they can't. Go ahead, Dor. Yes.
Okay. This is an education piece.
Okay.
So what happens is just a little biology with the testosterone. Even going the other way, I don't know if male to female have this issue, but I'm in a lot of support groups. So what happens is estrogen is a very powerful hormone. Every woman has some little bit of
Right.
testosterone in her,
Right.
but the estrogen overpowers that testosterone,
Right.
and you're a woman.
Right.
So what happens as I'm injecting it weekly, my body, because of the age that I chose, I don't have very much estrogen, if any, in my body anymore.
Right.
So I'm
Because
not
you're
having what the younger people are dealing with, and their bodies are battling the estrogen and testosterone. So what happens is they're putting this testosterone in,
Brooke stupid.
and the
Can't even
estrogen's taking over. And what they're finding is women who have been lesbians their entire lives are now attracted to men,
that was
and they
going to be
want to
my
be with
question.
a man, and they only are attracted to men, and it's really messing with them mentally. Some people stop transitioning because of it, and others find that
Again,
in this
close my
community,
mouth.
in our FTM community, that there are many people like them. So you may see a bearded female to male trans person with an actual cisgendered male
Which
as a
is,
gay couple,
and the cisgender male is
a natural born male. But they could have never touched one or been attracted to one their whole life. But all of a sudden,
kids that say she didn't wave the white fucking flag. She done. Kids. Kane, you all in the comments talking about Kane really chewing. Kane is like, I don't know
I
what the
got some
fuck Kane eat.
popcorn. I got some popcorn.
Kane got popcorn. And that was
got the double good, Kane.
I just made a donation day because I ain't want no more of that nasty ass popcorn in my house.
What flavor you got, Kane?
This is the easy peasy
We
caramel
easy
cheesy.
peasy tonight, like for real. You picked the perfect one. This is okay, Dorian. That was my question.
Jerry said this is something.
Wait, this is interesting. My question was going to be, when you transition, will you be with a woman? Will you be with a man as you will be a gay man? Or will you be a straight man that likes women? Because I see so many people that transition and they transition into the opposite
right,
of what we think they should be with.
right. So
And this is, I know I gotta go. People, I done kept you on here a long time. We finna wrap this up, but I gotta get this question out. Go ahead, Dorian. This is
so
like,
for me personally, I'm with my medicine, this just with the injection. So my process was I wanted to do this slow because I do have children. I have an elderly mother. My siblings are older. I need this transition just isn't for me, it's for my family. So I started off with a gel testosterone, which I rubbed on my body. So
I didn't even, wow.
it started off really slow. So now I'm on injections every week. And so as I've gotten here, I think I'm in my sexuality because they've basically maxed me out with the testosterone. Um, I'm still attracted to women.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Can they max you out so you can get maxed out on testosterone?
The amount, so what they do is they start you out, you get your levels of estrogen versus testosterone in your body, and they start giving you the injections or the
Patch or
gel to
cream or
put on
whatever.
to try to bring you up to a level that a male would be. But they do it
Mm-hmm.
slower. It's very slowly. And they test your blood to see where you are. And the last time I was at the doctor, I'm at my lowest. My voice was probably maybe an octave lower than Pam's. And I'm now here a year ago.
Wow.
So what I mean by
Hold on.
maxed out is that my levels have gotten to the point where
You got to read that.
I'm considered male. If someone drew my blood to see if I had male hormones, that's what they would find.
Wow.
So
That
I'm
is
still
like,
attracted to women. I still date women. And
and you're
I
open,
don't
and
have
you're
any
open when you
attraction to
meet
men.
them. You're
How's
open
that?
when you meet. I said, are you open when you meet them? You let them know up
Oh,
front.
absolutely, absolutely. Because I mean, let's start off with truth and transparency. Let's start off, and I want to give that person a choice whether they even want to go, this far, because it is a choice. You got to give it to them. You can't just say, a lot of people have transitioned
You
while they're
can't
in
force it
lesbian
on them.
relationships. And I have a friend right now who is transitioning, but it was two lesbians. And so now she is a he, and they're trying to work that out, because the wife is like, well, I intended to be married to a lesbian. So they're working that out though.
Well, damn, that's confusing.
Very.
Can't stop chewing the popcorn. Again, let me close my mouth because when I say this is a few comments. I know you guys got to get out of here. It's close to 8:30. I normally try to stay on about an hour 15 because I know people have their lives. Dorian, I'm inviting you openly now to come back, please, so we can continue this conversation. A couple of comments before I get out of here. Brooke, hey, Brooke, what's up, going on, Brooke? Dorian is correct. I know someone female to male personally who is only attracted to men. Tarsha said, I know a man that uses testosterone gel too. She's asking Dorian, is he fighting his inner girl side, his inner feminism?
Okay, so a lot of times, men start at certain ages, and it doesn't matter which age it is. At some point, some men, the testosterone starts to decrease, and they can see,
Mm-hmm.
and so they may see physical, signs of that. They don't have energy. There's a
Ah,
lot of things. It's not just sexual,
Us,
and
yeah,
so
us as
we
male. Oh, okay. I'm finna
no.
say, oh, excuse, but I'm finna say, I'm sorry, us as males using testosterone gels, or because I've even took testosterone shots,
Mm-hmm.
and the only reason
really?
I took it, yeah, only reason I took it because, like I say, I'm up in age, and sometimes a doctor will prescribe testosterone shots for a male.
Yeah.
Only reason I took it because I was actually going to the gym and I was trying to build up size. I was trying to
Okay.
build up a little bit of size because I want to be a little bit heavier.
Kane,
And
you biggest now to which you are that I've ever seen you,
yeah,
but you still 12 pounds soaking wet.
yeah, I'm still light.
Always.
And like I say, I want to build up size because see, I'm trying to get up to like 220 because
Never,
I'm always stuck at like
never.
205 and all this kind of stuff.
I
I've
would have
actually
gave you
dropped a little
190.
bit.
I wouldn't have
See,
been
that's
giving
what
you
that's what
200.
I
that's
would
what a
give you
lot of people
$150.
that's what that's what a lot of people think. They think I'm
Listen,
like 180, 190 pounds, but I'm
I
not.
got yeah, I gave
Actually
you about
like two
190
something.
with your and only because of your height. I
My
gave you
height.
190.
But yeah, I took them for a little while because I didn't want to get on steroids. I didn't want to mess my body up with steroids. So that's why I took the testosterone shots.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Never would have known that. Well, look, kids, Tarsha said, Dorian, baby, just hang up because these questions gonna keep coming.
Oh,
Dorian is here
I don't
to
mind.
answer an open question and to answer questions, to field questions. Wendy said, thank you for sharing, and I want to say thank you so very much. I'm not through with you yet. Kids, Kane, come on over here and let me feed you what my mama made. Oh shit, here we go.
Oh, you better
Kids,
stop
little
playing with me,
nasty
Kenzie.
ass.
You better
We
stop
gonna
playing
drive.
with me.
Look, we gonna drive down the lake. Kizzy, I just found out who you were good friends with. Um, shit, I done went blank. Her people from Lake Charles. Damn, how I done forgot her name because she used a different name on Facebook. I'm about to use her Facebook name, Suzette, but that ain't her name. But anyway, she told me that you were close with her family, so I'm glad to hear that. Look, Dorian, I have to come back. I just want to tell you thank you. This has been a very enlightening and interesting segment. I have to bring you back on because I need at least an hour with you because me and the motherfuckers in the comments will never stop having questions. And this conversation was just so interesting. I learned something new every day. And about the testosterone, I didn't know that men took testosterone shots or used the gels. I didn't know that. It's amazing to me that you are now considered to be male.
Yeah.
simply because of your testosterone levels.
Yes.
If they draw any blood work, you are considered to be full-blown male now. That
Yep.
is like that's wow. That just is amazing to me. And I want to thank you for being so open and candid and sharing your thoughts with us, sharing your testimony. So you let me know what day you want to come back, because they gonna be asking and inboxing when she coming back. I got some questions. A lot of people are scared to put their questions in the
They
comments because
should
they
they
don't want
should
to be
ask,
offended.
because I mean, we're virtual. It's not like I'm a ride up on you or nothing. I mean, I just feel like, no, but I'm serious. I feel like that it takes away, or it reduces bias and phobia when you educate.
When you
When you
educate,
give
yes,
more
yes, yes.
education, it'll take that away, because then they know. Most times bias and phobia comes from ignorance or not
Right.
knowing. And so
Hmm.
they make assumptions, and it's not an assumption,
Versus,
like.
and that's what I told you when you and I spoke. That's why I said like I'm a letter writer. I'll write a letter on your ass in a minute. I'm a question asker, and I ask the questions. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I'm not going to go to a third party source, because I want to know you and how you feel and what brought you to this place. So you let me know what day next week, the week after, before you let me know what day you want to come back so we can. I'm gonna devote an hour to this because I believe it. I've been supposing to devote an hour to my own personal life, and I ain't did that shit because I'm just hard headed. But some of the comments, people say, "Thank you, Dorian. Your transparency is enlightening." Uh, Jerry Francis, thank you so very much. And these are people in Lake Charles, Lafayette, Shreveport,
I've got family in
Texas.
Lake
You
Charles.
really, Kizzy?
Yep. I had my I think my family was in Thibodeau. I know people in
Wow.
Slidell. My parents used to own a home in Slidell. I know about all that.
Wow. Okay. I keep telling people, if you from somewhere else in the country, your people are originally from Texas and
Yeah,
Louisiana
that's
or
right.
Arkansas. We
That's
just
right.
migrated elsewhere.
Yeah.
Sharika Anderson, I'm truly enlightened. Kizzy, yes, thank you so much. Tarsha Goofy ass said I'm about to email my question to AB now so I can get all my answers. Wendy talking about Tupelo. Yes, I got Tupelo, Mississippi in the house, the country. I love Wendy. Q, we got OKC in the house, Oklahoma in the house. You know how we do. I want to thank you guys so very much. Share this live, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Mr. Kane himself, that's the Silver Fox.
Hey,
Uh,
I'm gay. I'm gay and I like girls.
You a
we know
lesbian.
you are.
We
Yo,
told you that.
his ass ain't no lesbian. He a legend.
Oh God.
Lesbians are
Yeah,
now legends.
yeah,
He's a legend. His
yeah,
old lesbian ass. Legend. Yes. So I
yeah.
want to thank everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you so very much, Dorian. You know who we are. I am AB, and this is
The missus.
That's the Mrs. We will see you all next Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm thinking about doing an After Dark episode if I can set it up for maybe Friday night, maybe Sunday night if I can do it and it's not too late. I was asked to do an After Dark segment, and
I'm gonna have
Dorian,
some candles. I'm gonna have some candles lit, and I'm gonna be laying
That
in my
old
underwear.
truth. Be
okay, I
I'm be
ready.
laying
promise
in
you,
my underwear.
we can do an After Dark Truth or Truth, and you can have your drawers on, and I'm not gonna look. I'm going to. This is
Candles
going to be
in
me.
my underwear.
Hey, Dorian, I'm gonna moderate the whole segment like this. So, Kane, what you want to tell her? Because I do not want to see Kane in his drawers, y'all.
You
And
got
Q
some
talking about
Fenty wear. You got some
he,
Fenty wear, Kane.
you
You
wear
got that
Fenty?
Savage Fenty.
I wear boxer briefs. I don't have
Uh,
no 50 wear. I wear boxer briefs.
I'm gonna buy your ass some plaid fruit balloons for Christmas.
We ain't talking about she gonna be looking.
Look,
Okay.
Wendy say, and kids are talking about she got some fit. Dorian, you got one in here talking about she got some Savage Fenty. Well,
okay.
show us a picture. Put a picture in the comments, goddamn. All right. Look, she said, wear your tight gray drawers. Your
But
tight
I got
gray.
some tight gray draws too. I got some satin. I got some satin. I got a couple of pair of satin draws, some black ones and some gray ones. I got some satin gray draws, two boxer briefs.
Good night.
Yeah.
Yep, that was it. That was it.
We'll see you
Kizzy,
guys next
Kizzy,
time.
Kizzy, they be hugging my junk, Kizzy. They hug
Uh-uh.
my junk.
Good damn night.
Good night.
That's the end of this segment. Thank you for tuning in. See you guys next week. Share this live. Share this live. Shout out Southern University, Baton Rouge. We are praying for you. We got you all's back. We love you guys. Take care.